Our next presenter is going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart and probably a lot of yours, which is scaling in a decentralized fashion. Jack from SKALE.
So hey, before I get started, I just have a quick question. Who here has ever been involved in getting a company started? Project? Okay. Let's give a round of applause to Joe and everyone involved with starting Ethereum. We're all here. Props. Vitalik was here earlier on stage, so I'm thankful for all the work they did. Okay. I'm gonna swap. Okay. All right. So I'm Jack O'Halloran, representing the SKALE network. Who here is familiar with SKALE? Got a few hands. All right, great. Who here is hacking? Got a few? All right. Well, let's be appreciative of this moment because this is one of my favorite parts of hackathons. It's the moment before the hacking begins, and the only people here are the people that are here to hack and build and be true to the game, so to speak. So awesome to see all of you here at this time of the night. And by the way, I also want to say welcome to Hackapalooza. That's what people are calling this now. The Lollapalooza meets a hackathon. So we'll see if it sticks. SKALE's giving away 7 bounties. All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about SKALE, and then we're going to get into how to win the bounties. All right, so we love doing these hackathons. If you see someone with a SKALE shirt this weekend, please go talk to them. We're going to be here to support you around the clock. Last year at seven Ethereum hackathons, we had over 64 submissions and gave away over 28K in bounties. So we love this stuff. It's fun, and let's have a good time. So what is the SKALE network, and how can you hack on it this weekend? Very simply, SKALE helps you scale your smart contracts. You can run smart contracts in a secure, reliable, cost-effective manner. Okay, but it's a bit more than that. Really, you can almost think of it as decentralized Ethereum as a service. So you're getting access to Ethereum in another network that actually is built into Ethereum and connected adjacently to Ethereum. What this lets you do is run sub-second block times, get extremely high throughput, up to 2,000 transactions per second in your SKALE chain. You can run file storage. You can run a decentralized cloud, a sidechain, a blockchain, etc. And eventually run rollups as well in SKALE. That's coming this summer. Okay, elastic sidechain, what is this? What does it mean? So one, it's elastic because you can essentially acquire as much as you want. You can have a small chain, medium chain, you can get a really large chain, and essentially you pay different amounts for that. And so it's just like anyone who's used EC2, you can start small, you can grow. That's the same premise here. It's also elastic because there's a large set of validators or node operators in the network, and then randomness is pulling nodes into your chain. So we use BLS, or the system uses BLS threshold signatures and DKG to generate your node operators, and then they're rotated. So they're randomly selected, they're rotated, and they have a stake in the network, which means they have something to lose if they act maliciously. So those 3 things together help you get speed in a smaller set of validators and get security from a broader pool. Okay. This, by the way, is a brand new slide. I've been talking a lot about how SKALE is not just built with Ethereum, it's actually built on Ethereum. I even like to call it a dApp, so to speak. It's a dApp that can provide you Ethereum. So on one hand, you have nodes that are running the SKALE chains, but there's also a component of the network doing staking, inflation, managing fees, managing admin of the network that speak to the nodes. Well, they actually live in Ethereum. So there's a set of smart contracts and foundational security that's living on the mainnet. So anyone who wants to run a validator, that stake gets stuck in the mainnet. Inflation from the network to pay validators, that comes from the mainnet through an ERC77 token. If you want to pay for the chain, it all happens in the mainnet. So the 2 systems are actually interoperable, and not just interoperable, but built on top. SKALE is built on top of or in Ethereum. Okay, so connecting to Ethereum, we call this interchain messaging. So it's fairly simple. Web3.js connects into both networks. We've got partnerships, or the network has partnerships and integrations built with Fortmatic, Portis, Bitski, Taurus. Really excited about the Web3 API wallets. And essentially, you connect to both places. You freeze assets on the mainnet. They're then cloned into the Scale chain. And then you can run in sub-second block times. The end user never knows they're using, they don't need to know they're using a layer 2 network or a second layer execution network. And then at the end of the day, when they decide to take their money out, it pings both systems. Consensus is run, it updates the smart contract on the mainnet, money goes back to the user, or tokens go back to the user. End of story, and very simple integration. So you can do that this weekend at the hackathon. We welcome you to come try this. So 7 bounties. There are 2 mile-high winners, 1,000 DAI each. There's 5 ETHDenver winners at 500 DAI each. So how do you win these? Build something awesome. It's very broad. Build something on Ethereum, build something on Scale, and we'll be here to help you, okay? Lastly, if you want a chain, you can get one immediately. Go to scale.network/ETHDenver and get instant access to a chain. Join the Discord, scale.chat. Here's the GitHub and the documentation. And hey, let's have fun, all right?